Hello again, boys and girls.
And hello to all you grown-ups who join us for these Story Hour sessions.
We really look forward to being with you. And now, Aunt Sue, what's your story about today?
My story is one that will be of interest to all the members of the family, including teenagers. In fact, there are a lot of teenagers in my story, which I'm going to call...
The False Queen.
We've all heard of queens, all sorts of queens. The Queen of England, the Queen of the Tournament of Roses, the Queen of Sheba, Miss America, the Beauty Queen, and many others. But today, I'm going to tell you about a different kind of queen. There are probably more queens of the sort I'm going to tell about than any other.
Hi, Mr. Mouse. Who do you think will get her?
Why, Joanne, of course.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think she's one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen.
Pretty. She's beautiful, and she's nice and friendly, and, well, she's everything a class president should be.
She surely is. I've never seen her without a smile, a real smile on her face, and a kind of word for everyone. All the fellows like her, too.
Jealous?
No, not a bit. She's so nice, and I like her so well that I hope she gets the very best of everything. Actually, she doesn't care for the boys any more than she does us girls.
Quiet, everyone. Everyone, quiet, please. The votes for the senior class president are all in, and they're all counted. And you'll be happy to know that one of our most popular students in the whole school won the presidency.
Joanne did get it.
He's a straight-A student, which makes the faculty very happy.
Joanne didn't get it. Some boy did.
Now, I'm happy to introduce the president of the senior class, Carl Netzley.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Carl. Oh, and congratulations on winning the presidency. You'll make a good president, the best.
You're not angry?
Angry at you for winning?
Yes.
Well, I should say I'm not angry. I'm glad you won. I think you'll make the best president of anyone in the whole class.
But you were running too. Didn't you want to win?
Of course I did. But the majority of the class wanted you for their president, and so do I.
I must say, you're awfully nice about it. No wonder everyone likes you.
Well, the majority rules, you know.
Say, what about going to the drugstore for a soda during the noon hour?
Sure, why not?
Okay, see you at noon.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Jeannie.
I want to tell you how sorry I am that you didn't get to be our class president.
Well, I don't mind.
You really aren't sorry?
No, I think Carl will make a better president than I ever would. Anyway, I don't mind not being president. I have just as many friends without, and that's what counts.
Wouldn't it be wonderful to have as many friends as Joanne does?
I'll see. You know, you'd think a girl as popular as she is would be stuck up, but she isn't. And whenever any of the teachers ask for help with papers after school, you know who's first to volunteer.
Joanne?
Yeah.
She's that way in all the classes I have with her, too. She's an unusual girl, all right.
Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Fellow students of Centerville High, as chairman of the class council, it is my pleasure to bring you a special report. Your class sponsor and all the officers of the class met together to discuss a certain matter. We decided that the senior class should have, or at least sponsor, something quite different in the way of activity or entertainment. After much debate, we finally chose to have a senior day. From early morning till late night, the seniors will be honored. They will be in charge of all classes and activities. There will be no senior classes that day. Instead, the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors will have classes only until noon. The seniors will have charge of and teach these classes. We will be on our own for that entire day. To become a reality, we only need ratification by you, the class as a whole. All in favor of Class Day, so signify by raised right hand. All opposed by the same sign? It is unanimous. There will be a Senior Class Day. Just a minute, please. Look behind you in the back rows of this auditorium. Yes, sitting back there is the entire faculty of Centerville High. For once, they are going to do the work. They are going to pass among you and give each of you a piece of paper. On that piece of paper, you are requested to write the name of the person you would choose to be the senior day queen. Usually a queen is chosen at the future time to give the students time to campaign for themselves or for whomever they want to be queen. But we have decided to vote here and right now.
Who are you going to vote for?
You.
Then I'll vote for you.
Yeah, and then we'll both be queens.
Actually, in my opinion, there is only one real queen in this entire school, and you know who she
Yeah,
is.
well, it's not me.
Or me.
I think she'll get it, too.
I hope so.
They're through counting, and here comes the principal.
Who did you vote for?
You.
I hope she gets it.
Seniors, the faculty have finished counting the votes. The principal has just handed me the results. The queen for senior day is Joanne Bradley.
Oh, hi, Joanne.
Hi, Jeannie.
Oh, Joanne, I'm so glad you became Senior Day Queen.
Oh, it is an honor, and I'll try to be a good one.
And do you know what I heard? I heard that it was you who suggested the whole thing, Senior Day and all.
Well, you heard wrong. I was just sipping a soda with Carl one day, and I happened to mention that what we need for our class is something different, something outstanding. Well, he asked me if I had any ideas, and I told him no. All I could think of was a Senior Day holiday from classes and a picnic. Well, lots of schools have those. So you see, Carl is a good class president, the very best we could have had.
He is a good president, but you make a good queen, too. The very best. Personally, I'd rather be Queen of Senior Day than class president, wouldn't you?
Oh, it is an honor, all right.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Jeannie. How are you today?
Oh, I feel fine, but I'm in a hurry, already late for class. But I did want to ask you if you ever read The High Hero. Have you?
The High Hero? What's that?
A book. You haven't read it, evidently. Well, you'd better. It's a good book. Best I've ever read. You'd love it. It's at the library.
The High Hero. I'll get it and I'll read it.
Bye.
See you later.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joanne, but all the copies of The High Hero are out. But I'll put your name on the waiting list.
Oh, thank you.
And here you are, Joanne, a copy of The High Hero. It's a 14-day book, so you should have plenty of time to read it.
Hey, sis, come here a minute. I can't get this handle back on my wagon. Joanne, please come here and help me fix my wagon. Please, Joanne, please.
Oh, get away. Can't you see I'm busy reading?
I'm too little to fix my wagon, and it's broke. Please come here.
Oh, you're just a pesky little nuisance. Now go away before I throw you out and lock the screen door.
Please, Joanne.
I warned you. Now outside you go, and I'll lock you out so you can't bother me anymore.
Why, Dick, whatever's the matter? Why are you crying?
Joanne won't help me fix my wagon.
Oh, she's probably busy, dear.
She's just reading a book.
Well, dear, I'll send her out and she can fix it for you. Who locked this door? Joanne, unlock the door.
Just a moment.
This instant, young lady.
Oh, right.
Why did you lock the door, Joanne?
Well, Dick was bothering me.
He asked you to help him fix his wagon, wasn't that it?
I was busy reading.
Reading? Your lessons?
A book.
A novel?
Oh, it's a good book. It's called The High Hero.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself, refusing to take a few moments to help your little brother merely because you don't want to stop reading?
Oh, he's always wanting me to do things. He's a pesky nuisance, that's what he is. I never have any time for myself. Sis, help me do this. Sis, help me do that. That's all he ever says, constantly.
Put down that book and go out there and fix that wagon for Dick.
Oh, but, Mom, he doesn't need
This
the wagon.
instant.
Oh, all right.
Joanne tossed down her book in sheer disgust.
Oh, why can't people stop asking me to do things all the time?
Joanne said to herself as she opened the screen door, slammed it shut again, and went outside and fastened the tongue back on Dick's wagon. When Joanne came back in, she noticed that her mother looked tired and weary, but she did not offer to help. Instead, she went into the front room, curled up on the davenport, and began reading the book again. Soon Joanne heard sounds of dinner preparation coming from the kitchen.
Boy, that smells good. And I'm hungry. Oh, I wish Mother wouldn't be so pokey and slow getting a meal.
Joanne? Joanne?
Oh, now what does she want?
Joanne, I called you.
What do you want?
Come and set the table for dinner, please.
Oh, no, not again. Always wanting me to do something. I don't have a moment to myself.
Joanne, are you coming?
Yes, I'm coming. Why do I always have to set the table?
Because I asked you to.
Isn't there another soul in the whole world who can do anything but me?
I merely asked you to set the table, Joanne.
You're always asking me to do things just when I get to the most interesting part of my book.
The important thing right now is to have dinner ready for your father when he gets home. He'll be tired, and he likes to have a good dinner waiting for him after a hard day's work.
Boy, no one ever has dinner waiting for me when I get home from a hard day at school. Well, I survive. Other people could, too, if they wanted to.
Joanne!
After a delicious meal and Father had been comfortably settled in his favorite chair in the living room, the trouble started again. This time it was over the dishes.
Why can't someone else do the dishes once in a while?
It would be a lot more simple for me to do them myself than to go through all this to get you to do them, Joanne. But I see no reason why you should not be willing and happy to do your share of the work around home.
Boy, I'll be glad when Dick is old enough to do them. It isn't fair that I do all the work around here, but I suppose I'll have to.
Just as Joanne finished putting the last dish away, Father appeared at the door.
Joanne, I forgot some letters I wanted. They're out in the car. Will you please get them for me?
Oh, can't Dick get them?
I asked you to.
But I just got through doing the dishes, and I want to get back to my book, and I have homework to do. Oodles of it.
Joanne.
All right, I'll go.
At last, Joanne was again curled up on the davenport, reading about the charming Angela in The High Hero.
Oh, never mind, Mother. I'll answer it. Hello? Yes, this is Joanne. Oh, hello, Carl. How are you this evening? Oh, it sounds fabulous, Carl.
Mom
yes,
watched
I'm sure
Joanne's
they
face
will.
in utter amazement.
I'd be happy to,
It had been
Carl.
transformed from the
No,
darkness of midnight
no
to the
trouble at
brightness
all.
of midday. When Joanne wore a smile on her face, she was truly a beautiful girl. How, she wondered, could she help her to overcome her selfish attitude? Mother laid down her sewing basket and sought Father, who had gone to his den.
Got a few minutes, dear? I want to talk to you about Joanne.
She is getting pretty sassy and independent, isn't she?
It's more than that. She's trying to be two persons in one.
Meaning?
Well, at school and church or anywhere away from home, she's sweet and kind and even considerate. But here at home, well, she's the exact opposite. You're a man of learning, dear. You should be able to tell me why Joanne's that way and what to do about it.
Well, I think I have a fair idea of what makes her act that way. As you know, most teenagers are smarter than we give them credit for. Joanne is no exception. She has probably thought it all out and decided that we here at home, her mother and father and brother, have to love her and tolerate her bad temper. She's part of the family and we can't expel her, so we must put up with her, no matter how she chooses to act.
Oh, that sounds reasonable.
Now, with other people outside of the family, it's different. She has no claim on their affections or their powers of tolerance. So when she associates with them, she must, of necessity, be kind and gay and charming and obliging, if she wants to have friends and make her way in life.
Well, what do you suggest should be done about it?
That, my dear, is the $64 question. If she were a number of years younger, it would be more simple. But at her age, the problem is not so easily resolved.
Mrs. Bradley thought and prayed about the matter. She kept hoping and thinking that she might discover some way to really help Joanne. Finally, she talked with her, and in a gentle, loving way tried to show her just how wrong her attitude was. But Joanne would have none of it. She blamed everything and everyone but herself. She even had bad manners to call her mother's little talk a penny lecture. Before Mrs. Bradley could think of anything else she might do to help Joanne, an interesting thing happened. At the neighborhood market, she met Mr. Turner, a member of the Centerville High faculty and one of Joanne's teachers.
How do you do, Mrs. Bradley?
Oh, Oh, hello.
You don't know me, but I know you. I'm Tom Turner, one of your daughter's teachers.
Joanne's teacher?
Yes, and I just wanted to tell you that you've got good reason to be proud of her, Mrs. Bradley.
Of course.
Why, I've never in all my teaching experience run across a girl just quite like Joanne.
I think I quite agree with you, Mr. Turner. There's no other girl quite like Joanne.
You know, I really enjoy her in my class. She makes everything seem brighter, makes my day better. And I think the other students are better for knowing her.
My Joanne does all that?
Oh, she's a charming girl, Mrs. Bradley. She's well-behaved and always knows her lessons well. In fact, she's just a wonderful example to the other boys and girls, and I can truly say she's an inspiration to me.
Well, well.
And, by the way, that's exactly why she was chosen Queen of Senior Day. Unanimously, too.
She's Queen? Joanne? Queen of what?
You mean she hasn't told you?
No.
Oh, you see, Mrs. Bradley, that's just what I mean. Your daughter's so modest that she doesn't even want to tell her parents about being chosen queen. Now, that's true modesty.
Well, I'm flabbergasted, Mr. Turner.
Oh, you've got real reason to be proud of your daughter.
Yes, no doubt.
And naturally, Joanne is what her parents have made her. You must have the perfect home, you and your husband. I was telling my wife, Margaret, how much I'd like to visit your home.
Well, Mr. Turner, come over and visit us anytime you wish.
Is that an invitation, Mrs. Bradley?
It most certainly is. Come anytime.
Thank you, I accept it. Now, let's see, I don't know which evening I'll be free, but it will be soon.
I'm looking forward to a visit, Mr. Turner, so do make it soon.
Maybe it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday evening. All right?
Driving home from the market, Mrs. Bradley was still a little confused. She winced inwardly. Her Joanne charming? An inspiration? Example? Oh, it was too much to take in all at one time. Then she remembered the telephone conversation with Carl and her other friends who came to the house from time to time. She was charming to them. Yes, there definitely were two Joannes. But the one Mom knew did not answer the glowing description given by Mr. Turner. It almost seemed as though Mr. Turner had been talking about someone else and not her Joanne at all. Joanne.
What do you want?
I hear that you were selected queen of something or other at school. Well, were you?
Who told you I was?
Mr. Turner.
Where did you see him?
At the market.
Well, I was elected queen. And do you know why? Because I am a queen, and they know it, and they treat me as one. But do my own folks? Boy, you do not. You all treat me as dirt under your feet.
Perhaps it has something to do with the way you treat us. It was Tuesday evening when Mr. Turner made his promised visit to the Bradley home.
Oh, hello, Mr. Turner.
Hello.
Joanne is upstairs in her room. I'll call her.
Oh, no, Mr. Bradley, please. I came to get acquainted with you and your wife.
Oh, well, come right on in.
Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Bradley and Mr. Turner spent an enjoyable evening of conversation. Just before taking his leave, Mr. Turner inquired if Joanne was still up.
Oh, I think so, Mr. Turner, and I'm sure she'd be glad to see you. I'll call her.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bradley.
Joanne? Joanne?
She's probably asleep.
I'll call once more. Joanne? Joanne?
What do you want?
Come here a minute, please.
What do you want with me this late? I thought you already found everything there was for me to do. Now, look, I have only 6 more pages to the end of my book, and you have to call me. For pity's sakes, why on earth was I ever born? They say people born in the month I was born were born to be slaves. Well, that's me, all right. But when I leave and get married, I'm going to have me a... Oh, Mr. Turner.
Good evening, Joanne.
Hello.
I've had a very nice, a very pleasant evening with your mother and father, Joanne. And I was just about to leave. Well, it's been nice seeing you, too. But I'd better go now. It's getting a little late. Good night, Joanne. We'll see each other in school tomorrow.
Come again, please, Mr. Turner.
Yes.
Oh,
Again.
I will. I thank you, and good night.
Good night.
Mother, what did you do it for? Embarrass me before him. Oh, you should have told me he was coming, but no, you had to let me go and disgrace myself. Now what will he think?
Yes, Joanne, what will he think?
Oh, I know what I think. Everyone but my own mother and father and brother treat me like a queen, but...
A true queen acts like a queen, Joanne, under every circumstance and at all times.
Oh, Mother, Mr. Turner will think I'm the most horrible, meanest girl in the whole world.
Does that matter any more than if your father or brother or I think you the most horrible and meanest girl in all the world? My mother used to tell me that some people always manage to put their best foot to London. That's what you've been doing all the time, Joanne. You don't care a bit how unhappy and miserable you make home for us here. But when it's someone from outside the home, then you strain every nerve in an effort to create a good impression. You certainly have the art of putting your best foot to London.
I'm going to my room.
In her bedroom, Joanne cried until she could cry no longer. Then she stared up at the ceiling.
Best foot to London? Oh, I guess that's what I've been doing all right. And that's cheating. It's living a lie, and, well, I don't want to live a lie. I must change. I want my life to tell the truth.
Joanne cried herself to sleep. In the morning, she awoke with wonderful aromas coming from the kitchen where Mother was preparing breakfast. Joanne! It's breakfast time, dear.
All right, Mother. I'll be right there.
In the kitchen, Mrs. Bradley almost dropped the spoon she was using to stir the hot cereal. Why, what's happened to her? Oh, yes. Last night. In her room, Joanne jumped out of bed and looked in her drawers and found clean clothes to wear. She went to her closet and took down a freshly laundered, neatly ironed dress.
What would I do without Mom? Oh, she's wonderful. If I gotta be mean to anyone, it should be to the ones outside my home, but I'm not going to be mean to anyone, not anymore.
Joanne dressed and ran downstairs to the kitchen, a beaming smile flooding her face. It was true. Mother saw that she did have a beautiful daughter. She was as sweet and pretty as a morning in spring. She was a queen, a true queen.
Want me to tell you something, Mother? From now on, home will be London, and my best foot will always be turned this way.